Hi, it's Miss P, and it's time to talk about something we're all very familiar with, and that's makes that didn't make it. Now, you're going to probably look at this pattern and go, well, that's you. And 120%, that was me. And that is I'll put it up here, my Mimi G 8177. I I tried, y'all. I made these pants. I made the pants. I did all the things, almost all the things. What got me was the zipper. I made this months ago. I made this like 2 months ago, and then I've remade them since then. And I also omitted the zipper then. But this time, the time that I made it, this time I had put the zipper in. But it was just so janky looking, and I couldn't get it to fit right because, as you'll see in the video, I cut my proper size. I did expand it a little bit, but because at the time that's what I needed. They're too big now, so it's a little exaggerated that it's fitting over my boobs. But at the time that I made it, it still fit at my bra, but the butt and the thighs fit well. In the video you're gonna see, it doesn't look so great on my butt and thighs now. It looks like I have a drop crotch, and that's just my body changing. But nonetheless, the waist is so high that I couldn't really fully utilize. How can I phrase this? I mean, the waist is so high that I I wasn't going to get the benefit of a high waisted item because it was just going to be high and nobody was going to see it. So what was the point in having a high waisted thing? I mean, like, I do think it's kind of like shapewear a little bit when you have something high waisted underneath your clothes, and it's cute if you have a crop top or a top that fits high up, but for my purposes, this top was not going to be super beneficial. This top was a little bit too, I mean, these pants, the high waist wasn't going to be beneficial. So that's when it wasn't fitting right, that's when I took the zipper out. I initially liked them, but the other reason they didn't make it is because this is bright. Oh my gosh. This is my first order from Fabric Mart. This is before I took my road trip. I was looking for fabric and I saw this, and I think this was Sue's pick of the day. And I was like, wow, that looks beautiful. But when I got it, I'm like, it, especially in this light, I'm looking at it, it looks almost neon. So yeah, I messed those up. I still love this pattern. I still think that this pattern is so beautiful. I think that it's 120% me with the long vest. The other issue that I had with these pants is that it doesn't have a pocket. And I am a girl who needs a pocket. So when I remade these, I made it in an athletic camo. And I should have taken some video, but I did not. But I made it in athletic camo with um, no zipper. And I just kind of made a wide waistband. And because it's athletic wear, it stretches and it's very firm on my belly, but it gets over my butt. And I put pockets in it. I made my own pockets because, yeah, pants like these are just screaming for a pocket. The vest has a pocket, but I like a pocket on my pants. So yeah, I remade it, and I will make this again, and I intend to make all the pieces eventually. My next phase of my journey, what I've decided is that I'm going to be paying attention to fit a lot more because my initial thing was just being able to sew. And so I made a lot of things very quickly that were wearable without being super thoughtful about how it was fitting my body. I use a lot of stretch materials, and that was fine. They help make things last longer, no matter which way you're going with your weight, and they tend to be a little more forgiving, whereas woven pieces are not. But because that's the route I took, a lot of times things do not things are not as well fitted as I like. Like a lot of times I have a very narrow shoulder and I never make a narrow shoulder adjustment. So what that means is everything kind of fits me here. And sometimes that just looks sloppy. And I have a dress where that no matter what I make, my citrus dress, no matter what I make with that pattern, it always sits right where it's supposed to, or more or less where it's supposed to. And I see that it makes my shoulders look broader, which is something that's complementary given the size of my bust and the rest of me. So I'm going to be making more of an effort to be a little more precise. So all right, another make that did not make it. That would be Brittany J. Jones. Now, I like Brittany J. Jones. Like I enjoy, like I see her and stuff, and I'm like, I want to look like Brittany. Look at this. Look at this picture. She looks amazing. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna make that dress. And I found this wonderful fabric, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite colors, which is like an army olivey green. And as you will see, I could not get this together. It's unfinished. If you're looking and you're like, well, you didn't even finish it. I could not finish it. I took one look at it myself in it, and there was no way I was going to be able to rectify that bust, the gaping in the bust. Um, I made a mess. Not Brittany. Brittany's fabulous. I made a mistake with how I sewed together some of the things didn't mark up. This is another example of me sewing past my ability level. And this is it says easy. This is not an easy pattern. Let me just say that though. Like it says easy, it's not an easy pattern. It has the straps that you have to tuck in. That's a certain skill level. There's understitching, there's overstitching, there's a zipper. I would say this is an average pattern. She says it says easy on here. So if I'm gonna give any shade, which I will not, I am not giving shade to Brittany J. Jones. That is not a thing I am willing to do. But I'm gonna call Nomi out on saying that this is easy. It's easy for Brittany. Brittany can sew anything. Me as a beginner sewer, I shouldn't have touched this pattern. I shouldn't have had it anywhere near me. You see what I did. It's not even closing. I did a bad job. So that's another make that did not make it. Let me see, what else? I can't remember the pattern number, and I couldn't find it online, but here's one that is extraordinarily similar to it. I know it's not the same one because they didn't have the same size range, and I know that this one had a larger size range. So if I find the actual pattern number, I'll let you know. But it is this coat. When I made this coat, let me grab it, pull it over. I made this coat. I thought it was going to be, this is really a toile. This was me practicing. This is a fabric that I thought I probably wear never or every blue moon. But I fully lined it. No, I didn't finish it. If you're looking at the unfinished edge, I gave up. Because if you look at this photo, you'll see that this item it's just ill-fitted. And I'm sure it's a mistake that I've made, but it's also something I've learned through this pattern and for the double-breasted jacket that I made. I don't think double-breasted shorter things are for me. I think that if it's not a long doubled at the waist kind of thing, I think is fine. But I think when it's doubled as high as the bust, that something is lost. The wideness of the garment, I don't like the way it hangs. I think that it's too much fabric around my body. I like a closer fit to most of my garments, and I like a fitted look. And I'm learning that if it's not a fitted look, that it's probably not for me. And this particular coat, I thought I was going to make a coat. I had some other fabric that if this worked out, I was going to make a coat out of the same, out of this pattern. But it just did not work out because this fabric is just, this coat is just, it just looks clunky. And like I said, I'm sure it's me, but it's more that it's so much fabric that's supposed to double over. You'll see in the video, it's like it doubles over, but it's not flattering. And yeah, so, all right. So the next make that didn't make it is the Toni dress from Style Arc. I initially loved this dress. I mean, I love this dress. You see it, it's got like, it's kind of funky, it's loose, but it's fitted a little bit, like it respects your curves, and then it just kind of flares out into this funky little thing on the side. I thought it was amazing. Like, oh, this is going to be a statement. I made it too big. The collar was kind of funky because there's like a lot of pieces to the collar to make it stand up, and you don't need all those pieces if you ever go to make this. Just telling you ahead of time, you don't need all those pieces. But in trying it on again, I kind of had fun with it. It is not my, if I had to, if I was running out to, like, if I was wearing it in the house and I had to run to the store, I'd keep it on. I wouldn't like, oh, let me change this, can't be seen in daylight. I would probably throw on a belt. Like, as you see here, I'd probably throw on a belt and head out, and I'd be seen in this. But yeah, it's not, it's a good house dress. I think it's a beautiful little cute little house dress. I'd love to answer the door in that. I think it's very Mrs. Roper. I like it. And I would make this again in a smaller size. I think this one I purchased in a only one size pattern, which I don't know why I'd do that. I mean, I think it was like $1 cheaper, but that doesn't seem like something that would make me not want to buy. Well, I mean, I bought other patterns at the same time, and those were all different sizes, multi-size patterns. So I don't know why I did that, but I would make this again. I'd make it way smaller. I'd still make it, this is meant for a woven material. Like, I think it'd be really cute in a linen or a lightweight cotton or something like that. But I would personally make it again in a stretch, a lightweight, stable knit. Um, and I just would make it a lot smaller. Like I said, I think I made a size 28, and I probably make, because Style Arc is actual true to size. So if I, even then I didn't wear a 28. I think I wore 26 then. But yeah, if I made it again, I'd probably make it a 22 or a 20 in that stable stretch, a stable knit, or I'd make it in a 22 to 24 in a woven, just to make sure I had a lot of room to move. So yeah, if and when I do make it again, I will definitely, like you've seen it here. I still may do a review on it with the one I have, but I might make it again, and then I'll do another review so that you can kind of get the full picture of me in that Toni dress. Or the next dress that I'm going to review for you today is the 1 hour dress. Now, this is not a pattern dress. This is a self-drafted dress that I got from the Closet Historian, who is, she is my kind of style icon. If I could make what she makes and dress the way she dresses, uh I'd I'd be I'd be so happy. But that is not my skill level. I watch her and she makes it look so easy. Um I'm just not there. But anyway, so she has a video, which I will link below, called the 1 hour dress. And this is a 1920s style dress that you're supposed to be able to make in 1 hour. And it's really just a series of rectangles. So I was like, oh, I'll try that. I have a fabric that I can use for that. Anyway, so I made it out of this black and white. I don't think this is a chiffon, but it is definitely fairly see-through. You'd have to wear a slip under that, or you'd have to be brave, whatever your life. Um, yeah, I made it out of this black and white material. I thought that this was going to be, it's like a polyester, like chiffon kind of thing. And like I said, it's very see-through. And it's supposed, the idea is you can cut out, based on your measurements, these triangles. It's, I think, um, it's it's three rectangles, but they're all connected. Like, it's just one piece for the front and one piece for the back. And I elongated the arms, and I finished it with bias tape. Sorry about my little threads. I'm always going to have threads. I finished it with bias tape, and it was done. But when I was done, I was just like, I can't wear that anywhere. This can't go out, even with a slip. It just didn't seem to fit right. But in trying it on for this video, I found a new love for this. This kind of goes in the same category with the Toni dress. This can, I think I can find a place in my life for this dress. I think that it may be a house dress, but I think I'd be very happy to be able to put this on. This is what my mom would wear, kind of thing my mom would wear when she had company. She wouldn't get dressed. My mom did not get dressed when she had company. She didn't get like street clothes. No, when she was in the house, you take off your street clothes. You don't wear your street clothes in the house. That was how I was raised. So she had a whole bunch of like dashikis and muumuus and loungers that she would wear around the house that she would entertain in. And this would be one that I would be happy to entertain in. I would go grab this and I would wear it while I had company, just kind of over something not too risque, you know. Just it's just easy put on. It also would make a really good cover up for the beach. I just like it now. Like I mean, it's still a make that didn't make it because at the time that I made it it just was not wearable, but now although it can't work for its intended use, it can work for in the house lounging and entertaining. And I also have a cat, and this is like resistant to cat hair. Not that you need to know that, but that's a factor I have to bring into my life. There are things that I've purchased that I won't wear very often just because I know that it's going to end up with a little bit of root beer on it. Just a little bit. And I don't mean the beverage. My cat's name is Root Beer and I love him dearly. You might see him in some of the videos, but he leaves hair everywhere. So this dress would be a little root beer resistant. Anyway, so thank you again for part 2 of Makes That Didn't Make It. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate your feedback. Let me know what you would do with some of these items and how I can save them if you know how to save them. I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.